This presentation will be about job satisfaction, organizational commitment, and organizational culture, specifically asking the question, why good people are leaving your company. We start with the definition of job satisfaction and looking at Locke's discrepancy theory, the result of an individual's subjective evaluation of the existing discrepancy between what they want from their job and what they perceive they get from their job is job satisfaction. More simply stated, job satisfaction has been defined as a positive emotional state as a result of one's feeling about their job experience. Organizational commitment is a person's feelings of loyalty to, identification with, and involvement in an organization, while job satisfaction is a reflection of a fragile or unstable employee attitude. Organizational commitment is viewed as a reflection of a more firm and general employee attitude. Three major forms of organizational commitment are continuous commitment, effective commitment, and career commitment. Continuous commitment is the extent to which employees are committed to their organizations by virtue of the costs they feel are associated with leaving the company. For example, an individual's monthly personal expenses may be the driving force behind why an employee continues to show up to work even though they appear to be unhappy with their job. When an employee displays positive feelings of attachment and involvement in their organization, this is called effective commitment. In this case, an employee remains on the job because they are committed to the organization and they work for a company because they want to, as opposed to an employee with a strong continuous commitment. This employee stays with the company because they need to. Career commitment is simply a person's attitude towards their profession. An employee may not exactly enjoy working for a certain organization, but they remain there because of a level of dedication to their field of work. Organizational culture is a unique combination of an organization's social behavior characteristics, structure, and roles as it relates to an organization's leadership styles, traditions, and outside interactions with other organizations. So what's the problem? While sometimes controversial, social change happens all the time. One good example is the constant changes we see in technology. Some businesses are slow to adapt to a new technology and to change overall. This can have a negative effect of what type of employees an organization hires and which ones stick around. This new generation especially is born into these advancements in technology, and the company who just can't put down the stubby pencil, so to speak, may be in danger of going out of business in the near future. Today it seems like everything is online, and as a result, more and more we are seeing businesses seeking to be as transparent as possible. Social change is essentially forcing companies to open its doors to public scrutiny, and many organizations may not be so quick to reveal their money-making schemes. For this reason, whistleblowers continue to gain recognition for exposing illegal business practices. One area in which many employees may experience difficulty is with the strong influence that other people in their lives have on their career choices. Parents in a lot of cases have a huge influence on which direction their child takes towards a career path. This is even more the case when a family business is at stake. In more traditional types of employment, marital issues and caring for a sick family member can result in frequent employee absences and eventually termination from employment. Fortunately for businesses, but unfortunate for the employee who can't control their outside influences, another candidate is waiting for an opportunity. Outside influences can be very stressful on an employee. According to the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, stress in the workplace has become a common and costly problem for organizations. Individuals are facing new and uncertain challenges, and most of the stress is a result of a person's lack of control over day-to-day situations. Equally, managerial work is also considered to be highly stressful, with the major difference being managers become stressed from being overloaded with work as opposed to not feeling that they are in control of the job. Long or irregular hours also lead to work overload and higher levels of job-related stress. The combination of emotional exhaustion, depersonalization, and diminished personal accomplishment can lead to serious work-related problems such as absenteeism, decreased morale, and high turnover. Furthermore, research in this area has discovered several health and life issues which can occur from job burnout. Personal distress, physical exhaustion, alcohol and drug use, and marital and family problems are a few issues which will cause problems both at home and at work. So what's the solution? Applicant reactions to selection techniques give an organization a snapshot of how fair their selection process is. Research suggests that applicants perceive an organization to be fair when the selection process includes the following characteristics: transparency, objectivity, feedback, job information, participation, and humane treatment. In developing your selection process, it is recommended that training is conducted in the above 6 key areas of selection in order to ensure applicants' view of your organization is one of complete fairness from the beginning. Interviews are a reliable technique to use when collecting data from people in general. The most common types are face-to-face and telephonic interviews, with most interviewers wanting to make the interviewee as comfortable as possible during the process. Once employment has been established, it may be necessary and more efficient to conduct a more structured style interview. Using a set of predetermined interview questions, as well as having discussions with trainers, supervisors, and human resource representatives is most effective. During the interview process, it is imperative that the interviewer is engaged in the interview and does not become distracted with note-taking. For this reason, whenever possible, performing either an audio or video recording of the interview is recommended and encouraged. Not only is a permanent record created, which can be reviewed at a later date, but this also creates a more relaxed environment for the interviewee. Surveys allow companies to quickly collect data, summarize it, and present the results statistically. However, careful consideration should be used by management when selecting employees who will participate in job performance surveys, as results may be skewed by surveying the wrong personnel. It is recommended that subject matter experts and other top performers, supervisors, and area managers are those selected to participate in order to produce quality results, which can be further researched. Regardless of the type of business, today's customers expect higher requirements, faster delivery, and lower prices, which puts a great deal of stress on employees. Measuring performance helps companies make decisions about what policies and procedures to change, and can also help motivate an organization to improve. Jobs which make an employee happier and increase their self-esteem will in turn motivate an employee to work harder, as it serves to satisfy a person's higher level needs. In most cases, job enrichment focuses and relies more on meeting the employee's individual needs, and therefore almost eliminates the need for rewards in the form of cash and time off. In the case where a job enrichment approach does not apply or is deemed less effective, another effective way to motivate employees is through the implementation of contingent rewards. This behavioralism approach is very effective for jobs where there is a high demand for compliance. Rather than use a negative method to reinforce negative behavior, the contingent reward approach acknowledges and recognizes those employees are good at following procedures, which results in an increase in productivity. Some common rewards with this approach are giving time off and/or cash bonuses to employees who are doing the right thing. The more reward options an employee can choose from will make this approach even more effective. Utilizing this approach will allow leaders to develop and produce problem-solving strategies and build stronger leader-follower relationships. Incentive pay, or pay-for-performance pay, is another method to help keep your employees motivated to work and strive for the best results possible. In most cases, an employee may need to reach or exceed a quota before being eligible for performance pay. One important thing to consider is what level of employee should be a performance pay candidate. Research on this topic has revealed that incentive pay has a more positive effect on job satisfaction for higher paid employees when compared to lower paid employees. The reason for this may be because a lower paid employee may look at incentive pay as a controlling factor instead of an organization supporting the quality of their work. Regardless of the type of incentive to be used, the most important step is to properly assess your employees to determine the root of any behavioral concerns. Stress can be measured using the Perceived Stress Scale. This scale measures the magnitude to which individuals view stressful situations in life in general. This test consists of 10 items on a 5-point Likert scale, with 0 being I've never experienced stress and 4 being I very often feel stressed. One way to measure job burnout is with the Maslach Burnout Inventory General Survey. This survey is composed of 22 items on a 7-point Likert scale, with 0 being I've never experienced job burnout and 6 being I experience job burnout every day. Developed by Porter et al. In 1974, the Organizational Commitment Questionnaire can be used as to test an organizational stability and factor structure. However, some specialists argue that the Organizational Commitment Questionnaire only measures effective commitment, which may pose some problems when comparing the effects of the organization as it relates to the individual employee. Further research supports that the organizational commitment is highly correlated with the intent to stay, no matter what form of commitment is measured. A survey is a fixed list of questions which can be administered to a select group of people, with the main purpose being to learn about employees' attitudes, opinions, and beliefs. While there are many different reasons to conduct a survey, one of the most valuable times is when a high-level company leader or representative has been selected for a key position. A survey will allow the new leader to establish the current pulse of an organization and allow him or her to better direct their efforts towards improvement. Polls are a specialized type of survey, and as is seen in politics and special interest groups, polls serve to gain an idea of public opinion. Surveys and polls are usually effective when conducted in person. However, some studies suggest that data may be skewed in some cases, as respondents may answer what they believe the interviewer wants to hear instead of giving their honest opinions. Focus groups are designed to focus group discussions on a particular topic. In most cases, a trained, independent moderator is used to facilitate the discussion. The participants are usually a mixture of organizational personnel from various offices and key positions. In reference to job satisfaction and organizational commitment, focus groups can be developed to analyze the results of certain assessments or surveys and then collectively brainstorm some possible solutions which will increase job satisfaction and reduce costly employee turnover. Managing diversity begins with the understanding that different employees possess a different set of skills. The value-driven management concept follows the approach that what an employee values will inspire them to be more productive in the workplace. Value-driven management provides an organization with a structured outline for management decision-making which can be used in a diverse culture. Knowing and understanding what drives an employee's actions can help managers better understand why employees conduct themselves in certain ways within the workplace. Employees of any organization believe they are worth something to this world and equally to your organization. When this opinion is challenged in a workplace environment, few will not have something to say about it. The way ahead. In this presentation, I have identified a few approaches which can be used to increase job satisfaction and organizational commitment, while enhancing the overall organizational culture. In the business world today, technological advances and global competition make it more difficult for large organizations with the desire to achieve success to rely on solely individual-based performance. For this reason, it is almost impossible for an individual to possess all the technical skills that most projects require. Therefore, it is becoming more and more common to see companies develop groups of people with the required skill set to remain competitive in today's business world. More research needs to be conducted which highlights the benefits of group projects as compared to individual expertise. While there are many approaches to increasing work motivation, some of the more popular and successful methods used today involve setting personal goals for employees to strive for. In the quest to achieve these goals, the employee must be able to achieve a balance between work and the rest of their lives. Additionally, within this presentation, several methods to implement and increase employee motivation in the workplace were briefly discussed. More importantly, in order for organizations to maximize performance, they must embrace the idea that their employees are their most valuable asset.